Mom, where are you? I just got home from my night shift and I don't see you anywhere. You don't normally get up this early, do you?
Huh? Who's that?
Mom, are you okay? It's me, Calvin, your son.
Calvin? Oh, Calvin, my dearest baby. Why are you texting me now? Shouldn't you be going to school now?
Mom, I finished high school a week ago. I only need to attend the graduation ceremony in the next few days, so there's no need to go to school anymore.
Oh, I see. Why are you texting me now? Shouldn't you be going to school now?
Mom, you just asked the same question and I just answered it. Are you sure you're really okay?
Oh, really? I just didn't pay much attention. I think I'm still not fully awake. Then why are you texting me?
I just wanted to ask where you are. What do you mean you're not awake? Are you hanging out with some friends you made recently and getting drunk again?
Well, it's almost the same thing.
Mom, are you drinking on an empty stomach again? Seriously, I haven't seen you eat anything lately. The dinner I prepared you last night before going to work is still on the table.
Oh, I'm fine. It's just that I don't feel very hungry these days.
It looks like you haven't showered for a few days, have you? I just collected the dirty clothes in the bathroom to wash. But I didn't see any of your dirty clothes. And you've been wearing the same clothes for the past 3 days. Are you really okay?
I'm losing my patience with you, Cal. Quit nagging me. Worry about yourself, Calvin. I told you, I'm fine.
Calm down. I'm just asking if you're alright. It's impossible to have a conversation with you.
Well, good, because I don't feel like talking.
But really, Mom, you have to take care of yourself. What you're doing is very unhealthy.
Why are you acting like my parent? I'm the parent here.
Well, obviously, the roles have changed. I'm taking care of you now.
Nobody asked you to take care of me. You're not the man of this house. You're just a kid.
Okay, I'm graduating and turning 18. I'm the only man in this house since my dad passed away 5 years ago in a hit and run. It carries some weight. Look, I'm just trying to help out.
Oh, I feel so free. And I love my kid.
Okay, since we're talking about school, are you still coming on next Friday?
For what? Calvin, you're messing up my chill. God, it's annoying. The message alarm just keeps ringing.
For my high school commencement.
Well, I don't know. I'll try. I might be busy though. I might.
It's the ceremony for my high school graduation. I have to give my valedictorian speech because I'm the honor student receiving a scholarship from a top university.
Ugh, Calvin, seriously, it's not a big deal. What's the problem?
This is a big deal! Mom, what's wrong with you? You were just excitedly talking about, oh, my baby's graduating 1 week ago. Now it's not a big deal with you anymore?
Okay. Whatever you want.
We'll talk about this after you get home. By the way, I just got my salary from my part-time job today. So I've saved up enough money to pay my tuition fees for the first year and still have some left over. So tonight, we're going out for a meal to celebrate. I'll treat.
Oh, the college money thing? I was gonna talk to you about that too.
Oh, you don't have to worry. I've already saved enough money. Next year, I'll continue working part-time to earn more money for the next year's tuition. You don't need to worry about that. Oh my god! Mom! Where's all my money? I just checked my money box and it's empty. What happened? Is there a thief in the house? No, the room was immaculate, with no signs of rummaging. It's like the person who took the money knew exactly where I hid it and went straight for it. Mom, it was you, right?
What? How could you suspect me? Why not one of your friends or somebody else?
Come on, Mom. I haven't told anyone about saving this money except you. I've never brought friends home, so how would they know where I hid the money? The digital password on the money box shows no signs of tampering, and the password is a special sequence of numbers between you and me. Only the two of us know it.
Fine, it was me, but you shouldn't doubt your own mother, Cal.
What? Did you spend my money without even consulting me? Do you realize that's the money I've been saving for 3 long years? I had to work 2 or 3 part-time jobs during the holidays, and even take on night shifts. Even during the school term, I worked as a babysitter or gardener for the neighbors just to save every penny. I know our family's financial situation isn't good, so I worked tirelessly to save that money for college without burdening you. But now, why did you take all that money?
Oh, baby, I know how hard you've worked. But you see, I just got laid off by my company and I'm unemployed now. Yesterday, one of my friends introduced me to a highly lucrative job opportunity. But since I didn't have any money saved, I borrowed from you temporarily to invest.
What? You took all of my hard-earned $8,000 to invest in a job based on a promise from a friend you've only known for a few days? How could you do that? What is that job? How can you be so sure it will be profitable? Are you sure they're not trying to deceive you?
Oh, don't you worry. I've been through this job before. You can trust me. Within just 1 month, the money I borrowed from you will be returned and multiplied many times over. It'll be more than enough to cover your tuition fees for all 4 years of university. We won't have to worry about finances anymore.
What? How can any job generate that much money in such a short time? Are you absolutely certain they didn't mention those figures just to deceive you?
Don't worry. I swear on everything I hold dear, this job will transform our lives. But right now I have to go and secure the merchandise. We'll talk about it later.
Mom, slow down. We need to think this through before jumping in. This is our last remaining savings. Mom, please, answer me. Don't make impulsive decisions that could ruin us.
Hey, Cal, have you delivered all the packs I asked for? My customers are placing more orders, so I need to go and import more goods to sell. It's incredible. It's only been 3 days and I've already doubled my profits.
Yes, Mom, but I'm really curious. What are you selling that has so many people buying it at such high prices? Each small pack is worth a few $100s. And your customers? They make me really worried. I see students, elderly individuals, and even some rough-looking people with tattoos. Mom, why can't you tell me what you're selling? Since the day you started this business, you've always locked your room and never let me in.
Isn't the packaging on the outside of the packs clear enough? Doesn't it say tonic for the soul? You can read, right, Cal? It's just something that brings happiness, comfort, and an escape from the harsh reality. There's nothing to worry about. The product is just quite expensive, so I lock my room to prevent theft. You're overthinking things.
Mom, I'm not buying it anymore. I've checked all the pharmacies around here, but I couldn't find any such supplements. Besides, you don't have a pharmacy degree or any knowledge of chemistry to be selling medicine. Mom, let's be honest. What are you really selling? Also, the people I've been delivering to lately bear a striking resemblance to you. They all have needle marks on their arms, just like you.
What are you talking about? Needle marks? You're spouting nonsense.
Mom, there's no need to hide anymore. I've already seen it. These days, whenever I'm at home, you wear sleeveless tops or jackets, even in the middle of summer. I became extremely curious and suspicious, as if you were hiding something. Do you remember 2 days ago when I unexpectedly came home? You took off your jacket, but when you noticed me, your immediate reaction was to cover your biceps. But I saw it, Mom. I even found a needle stained with blood in the trash bin.
You're being overly sensitive. Those marks on my hands are simply mosquito bites. Needles? Syringes? They certainly aren't mine. Some scoundrel must have thrown it in our garbage bag.
Mom, are you kidding me? So now you expect me to believe that someone broke into our house just to throw a used needle in the trash? What kind of excuse is that? It's more absurd than anything I've ever heard.
Ugh, sometimes I wish you weren't so intelligent, Cal. Fine, I know that what I'm about to say will change the way you look at me for the rest of your life. You'll judge me, criticize me, and stigmatize me. I'm sure of it.
Mom, what's going on? Why does it sound so serious? I promise, no matter what it is, I'll always love you and stand by your side.
Well, let's see. I'm an addict, Calvin. It's been going on for the past 3 months. Those times I said I was looking out for a job, there were actually moments when I was buying drugs and getting high on a street corner before returning home. And those times I said I was out drinking with new friends, they were the people selling me drugs. And I was high until you texted me.
What? You're using drugs? How is that possible? You've always taught me that drugs are poison, that they destroy the human body in the most dangerous ways. You warned me never to listen to friends or anyone who suggested trying them. Not even once. You said addicts are selfish, self-centered, useless, and beyond help. How can you be like this now? It must be because of those bad friends you've made recently. Give me their addresses, and I'll make them pay.
No, Calvin. It's not their fault, it's me. I couldn't control myself, and I relapsed. All those terrible words I used before. They were words I had for myself. I wanted to change, to be a good mother, but in the end, I fell back into that sinful path.
What? A relapse? But have you ever used drugs before? Why haven't I noticed any signs all these years?
Yes, Calvin, that's right. It's a secret I wanted to take to the grave so you wouldn't have to know. The truth is, I've been battling addiction since I was 14 years old. When your grandparents divorced when I was young, no matter where I lived, they were often away on business trips. That left me with a lot of freedom and the pocket money they gave me. It was a recipe for disaster. I made a friend, someone I thought was amazing, and we had a lot of fun together. But one day, when I went to her house, I met her mother. She was an addict, and she offered me my first OxyContin. She simply said, "You should try it."
And what happened? Please tell me you refused.
I wish I did, honey. But I was curious at the time, so I took a pill. The thought that crossed my mind was, I want to feel like this for the rest of my life. It was the perfect escape for me. And from that moment on, I spiraled into addiction, using all the money my parents gave me to buy drugs every day. But then they found out I was high in my room, so they cut off my funds. But the grip of addiction was unbearable, so I became a drug dealer for my friend's mother in exchange for my own supply. For 6 years since I first tasted the allure of drugs, I tried various stimulants, from heroin to synthetic substances. And during that time, I mistakenly believed I was living in heaven.
But you said you'd recovered from addiction. What happened, Mom?
That's true. Something heartbreaking happened that jolted me awake from my complacency. My best friend died of an overdose right before my eyes, and I was too high at the time to help her. By the time I regained my senses and called for an ambulance, it was already too late. I blame myself every day because I introduced her to drugs. Despite growing up with an addicted mother, she fought hard not to become like her. But it was my influence that led her down that path. I was desperate at that time and got caught by the police, who sent me to a youth rehab center. It was there that I met your father.
How was my dad? I thought you met him while he was working as a doctor at the local hospital. Why did you meet him in rehab?
Your father was actually an intern at the rehab facility that year. Unlike others, he didn't treat addicts like me as scum. He was compassionate and supportive throughout my recovery journey. We grew close, and he became my beacon of hope. Since then, I have stayed away from drugs.
So why, after almost 18 years of being clean, did you fall back into addiction?
After your father passed away, I fell into a deep depression, feeling unloved and contemplating suicide. The thought of leaving you alone in this world held me back. The pressure of making money and the constant feeling of failure, as I couldn't achieve financial success, left me exhausted. Finally, being fired from my job was the last straw, and I completely fell apart.
Why didn't you tell me all of this earlier? I foolishly believed that everything was fine.
Don't blame yourself, honey. It's not your fault. It's my own incompetence. I was so consumed by grief that I went to a bar to drown my sorrows. And there I happened to encounter the mother of my late best friend. She approached me, and I, being foolish, disclosed my situation to her. She manipulated me once again into selling drugs in this area. Initially, I hesitated, but she both seduced and threatened me. She said if I didn't become a drug dealer again, she would come to you and expose all my embarrassing past. And the allure of making a lot of money convinced me to give in to her offer.
What? Please don't tell me. Inside those packs are drugs. Mom, that's illegal. I even helped you deliver them today. Not only will you end up breaking the law and going to jail, but I could also get caught and it would ruin my future.
Oh, don't worry, honey. They won't arrest you. You're still just a kid, and they didn't arrest me back in the day. You were just helping me with the deliveries today. If the police found out, just say you didn't know anything.
Mom, I'm 18 years old. I'm an adult, and I'm old enough to face the consequences of my actions with the law.
What? No way. I always thought of you as just a kid. What should I do? I've not only shattered my image as a good mother, but I've also jeopardized your future. I never wanted this for us, Calvin. I never wanted to be an addict, but I couldn't escape its clutches. I'm so sorry for failing you, for failing as a mother. I know it's unforgivable, but I did it out of desperation. The addiction consumed me and I lost sight of everything else. I thought I could handle it, that I could hide it from you and protect you from this darkness. But I failed and now everything is falling apart.
Mom, I can see the desperation in your eyes, but giving up is not an option. We can't let despair consume us. We have to fight for a better future, for your well-being, and for our relationship. We need to confront this head-on and seek help. Rehab can provide the support you need to overcome your addiction once again.
Calvin, I just don't see a way out of this darkness. The weight of guilt, shame, and the realization of the pain I've caused is crushing me. How can I ever face myself, let alone society?
I know it feels overwhelming right now, but we can't let despair dictate our choices. We have to confront the consequences of our actions and seek help. It's the only way to break free from this cycle and find redemption.
Redemption? Do you really believe it's possible for someone like me? I've betrayed everything I stood for, everything I taught you. How can I ever make amends for that?
Mom, redemption is not about erasing the past or pretending it didn't happen. It's about acknowledging our mistakes, taking responsibility, and committing to change. It won't be easy, and there will be obstacles along the way, but it's a journey worth taking.
But what about society? They will never forgive me. They will always see me as an addict, a failure, a burden to society. They view us as criminals, as failures. Even if I go to rehab, who will hire me afterwards? Who will give me a chance? I'll be forever labeled as an addict. How can I face their judgment, their scorn?
Society can be harsh, Mom, but there are also compassionate people who understand the struggles of addiction. Besides, you still have me. I'll always be here and accompany you like my father did with you. We can find a path where you can heal and rebuild your life without constantly living in fear of judgment.
I want to believe, Calvin. I want to believe that there's still hope for me, for us. I'll try. For you. For our future. Please help me find the way out of this despair.
Mom, that's all I could ever ask for. Together, we'll find the help you need, the support you deserve. Mom, where are you? Mom? The hospital just called me and said you ran away. Where did you go? You just escaped death.
Calvin, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I couldn't contain myself. I never wanted this, Calvin. I never wanted to go down this path again. But the pain, the emptiness inside me grew so intense that I found myself drowning in desperation. I thought I could handle it, that I could find an escape. And then the devil's whispers echoed in my ears, tempting me with false promises of relief. Why don't you just let me die of an overdose? Why are you trying to save my life? And now I have to live in humiliation. I don't dare see you again.
Mom, please don't say that. Don't give up on yourself. I can't bear the thought of losing you. I'm scared, Mom. Scared of what might happen if I can't find you in time. You have no idea how scared I was yesterday morning. I was getting ready to go to school for the graduation ceremony when I heard a loud noise coming from your room. I felt so nervous, so I opened the door to check. The scene I witnessed still haunts me. You were lying on the ground with a needle in your lap, covered in vomit and foaming at the mouth. Your whole body was twitching, and it seemed like you'd passed out. I was terrified and immediately called 911. If I had left even a little bit earlier that day...
Calvin, I'm so sorry for putting you through all this pain. I never wanted to hurt you. The depths of my despair consumed me, clouding my judgment and blinding me to the love and support you've given me.
Mom, you're not alone in this. I know it's hard, but we can fight through it together. Your life is worth living, worth fighting for. I won't let you slip away into darkness. Please, let me help you.
Help me? Calvin, I'm beyond help. I've let you down, failed as a mother, and now I'm dragging you into the depths of my own despair. I can't bear to see you suffer because of me.
No, Mom, you haven't failed me. We all make mistakes, and I refuse to believe that this defines who you are. You're so much more than your addiction. You're my mother, the one who raised me, loved me, and supported me. I can't abandon you now, not when you need me the most.
But Calvin, don't you see? I'm trapped in this vicious cycle. Every time I try to escape, it pulls me back in. I can't bear the pain, the shame, and the weight of my own mistakes. It feels like there's no way out.
Mom, I can't just stand by and watch you carry this burden alone. The guilt and shame will eat you alive, and I can't let that happen. We have to go to the police together, confess everything, and reveal who provided you with those drugs. We can't let them get away with destroying our lives.
No, Calvin! I won't let you sacrifice your future for me. You deserve a chance at a normal life, free from the consequences of my actions. I can't bear to see you suffer because of my mistakes. I'm already drowning in guilt, and I can't drag you down with me.
You think I care about a normal life? Mom, all I care about is you. We're a family, and families stick together no matter what. I won't let you face this alone. We'll face the judgment, the discrimination, and the consequences together. I won't abandon you in your darkest hour.
Calvin, you don't understand. Society will never accept us. We'll be branded as criminals, as addicts, and it will haunt us for the rest of our lives. I can't bear to see you suffer because of my mistakes. I want better for you, a chance to break free from the cycle of pain.
Better for me? Do you think I'll ever be better if I abandon you now? We can't escape our past, Mom. It will always haunt us, no matter how much we try to hide. The only way to truly move forward is to face it head on, to take responsibility for our actions.
You think there's still hope for me? Look at me, Calvin! I'm a broken, hopeless mess. It's too late for me, Calvin. I'm tainted, damaged beyond repair. But you still have a chance. You're young, talented, and full of potential. Save yourself and leave me behind. It's the only way for you to have a future worth fighting for. I'd rather face the consequences alone, no matter how severe they may be.
No, Mom, I won't leave you behind. We're in this together through thick and thin. I can't imagine a future without you, and I won't let you give up on yourself. We'll face the world together, and we'll prove them wrong. We'll show them that love and support can conquer even the darkest of times. Just come back to the hospital, okay? After you completely recover, we'll go to the police station together.
I'm terrified, Calvin. Terrified of the unknown, of what lies ahead of us. But seeing the determination in your eyes, the unwavering love you have for me, gives me a glimmer of hope. Maybe, just maybe, we can find a way to rebuild our shattered lives together. Let's face this storm, hand in hand, and never let go.
After a long and arduous legal process, Mom was sentenced to 7 years in jail for her involvement in illegal drug trafficking. It was a heavy blow to both her and me, knowing they would be separated for such a long time. However, there was a glimmer of hope amidst the darkness. During the trial, Mom made a courageous decision. She decided to reveal the identity of the leader of the drug ring, providing crucial information to the authorities. Her willingness to cooperate and assist in dismantling the operation earned her a reduction in her sentence. Instead of serving the full 7 years, her sentence was reduced to 5 years. As for me, the court recognized my genuine remorse, and the fact that I had been caught up in my mother's desperate struggle. Despite my involvement in transporting drugs, the judge saw potential for my rehabilitation, and granted me a suspended sentence of 1 year, giving me a chance to turn my life around. The sentencing was bittersweet, as we knew we would be apart for a considerable period. But it was also a turning point, a chance for us to rebuild our lives and make amends. We held on to the hope of a brighter future, even in the face of adversity. While Mom served her time behind bars, I dedicated myself to self-improvement. I pursued education and counseling, determined to break free from the shadows of the past. I surrounded myself with positive influences and used my experience to raise awareness about the dangers of drug addiction. As the day of my mom's release approached, I eagerly awaited her return. I had grown into a responsible and compassionate young adult, ready to support her transition back into society. Together, we embraced the second chance life had given us, determined to make the most of it.